start to take that nosedive and think, oh, why was I so excited? I don't know if any of you guys understand what I'm talking about with that feeling, but that's what makes it that emotional roller coaster. 8th of December 2008. Still no indication of ovulation. I'm beginning to lose hope. I'm sick and tired of people saying, don't worry, you are still young. That's not the freaking point. I feel like punching people out when they say that. I feel like I'm the only person who really cares. Marty doesn't even think about it, which upsets me a little. I feel like I'm failing him as it is my problem. It's my body that's not working properly, not his. I'm the reason he does not have a baby. I pray to God about it all the time, but I feel as though he's not listening. I have read so many stories on the internet about people who try and get pregnant for years, and some were Christian and prayed and prayed. If God will leave them desperate for so long, what would he do for me? There's a bit of honesty about how I was feeling at the time. Why can little 15, 16-year-old slags jump into bed with some guy for the night and get pregnant, but me, who is 20, married, financially secure, has a home so barren? I feel so empty, literally. Lord, why? Why let people suffer with infertility? It has only been 5 months, but I'm getting so tired of waiting for the joyous day. I find it incredibly hard to see friend. As her belly grows, so does my jealousy. I pray my jealousy away. I don't want to feel like this towards her. In 3 months, she will have a family, and I will still be praying for ovulation to happen, let alone conception. All this time, I had a friend who was pregnant with her first baby, and I really struggled with the jealousy with her. She just looked so amazing pregnant, and she was just so happy, and it was such an exciting time for them, and they just they were one of those, got, pregnant just like that kind of thing. And I struggled with it so bad. Seeing her all the time really didn't help. I was just so jealous and just so desperately wanted that. And the fact that I was going through this climate at the time, I was just like, why? Why me? Why does this have to happen to me? Why can't I just get pregnant like she can? And I did feel really guilty that I felt that kind of jealousy towards her, because I didn't want to. As I said, she was my friend, and I don't want to feel jealous for that kind of thing. I just felt like it wasn't fair that people who weren't at the right stage of their life, like the 15, 16-year-olds who get pregnant on a one-night stand thing that I've written here, I just felt like it was so unfair that people who weren't ready and weren't trying for a baby were getting babies. Also, I wanted to add here, Marty doesn't even think about it, which upsets me a little. I feel like I'm failing him as it's my problem. I think that is an extremely common thing in a relationship where infertility is involved, because you just feel like it's your fault. Whether it's the man or the woman, you just feel like because it's your body that's not doing what it's meant to, you feel like it's your fault, you feel like you're the reason everything's not happening. But the thing you need to remember in infertility and in a relationship is that it is not one person's problem. You are both in it together. You both have decided to go through this journey together. So it is not a blaming game. It's not his problem. It's not her problem. It's not low sperm count. It's not PCOS and anovulatory. It's a couple's issue that they're going to get through together. And the last thing I want to point out in this one is that I've put about Mum doesn't even think about it, which upsets me. I would say time and time again when people ask me for advice about going through infertility, one of the things I always say is that men and women are different. We deal with things differently, and just because someone isn't outwardly expressing how sad and upset they are doesn't mean that they aren't sad and upset. Martin was dealing with it in his own way, and I didn't know that to begin with, and I really struggled with that, and I just thought that he didn't care, that it didn't mean anything to him, but it did. It's just he was doing it inside, whereas I was expressing myself on the outside. 12th of December 2008. Got my blood test today and got my results about 4 p.m. Over the past month, I've been using a website called fertilityfriend.com. It is fantastic. The graph showed a spike, which meant that I ovulated on day 18. When I got my blood results back, my progesterone levels were 13. They like to see levels 20 and over, but they tested on day 21, presuming every woman ovulated on day 14. But I ovulated on day 18, so there wasn't much time for the levels to rise. So 13 still means, yay, Clomid worked. I'm expected to get my period on Friday. If it has still not come by Sunday, Monday, I'm to take a pregnancy test. I am hoping for the best. Now this is when I started to feel some real excitement again, like, oh my goodness, it actually worked. And I think the thing that made me feel like everything was wrong, it wasn't working, and I hadn't ovulated was because there's this misconception that all the women ovulate on cycle day 14. They don't. And for me, I ovulate later in the cycle, in this case cycle day 18, and that's what made me get so worried and think that it wasn't happening, because I got to cycle day 14 and then 15 and then 16 and then 17. And on Fertility Friend, you don't know that you've ovulated until your spike, which is the day after you've ovulated. So I even got to cycle day 18 and still hadn't seen anything. And I thought to myself, I must be broken. It's not working. But so I just want to put it out there that there is a misconception that women ovulate on cycle day 14, sorry. It's not true. Not all of us ovulate on cycle day 14. So you just need to find out if you are the type of person who ovulates later in your cycle. 17th of February 2009. So wow, nearly 2 months into the new year already. Marty and I had a great first married Christmas. Some family and friends came over for breakfast. Then in January we finally went on our honeymoon. We left on the 10th. Lorraine, Troy and Linda both drove us to Welly. Melbourne was great. Staying with family was good to see them again. Our stay on the Gold Coast was fantastic. Spending all day, every day, falling asleep on the beach with Martin was so wonderful. No pregnancy again in January. In fact, no ovulation at all. Today I am day 8 after Provera, and that does not seem to be working either. I feel okay about it. It's a little frustrating, really. All we want is to start a family. It's not coming so easily. Friend's baby shower is this weekend, and I'm invited. I admit that it'll be a little hard for me to be there, but I'll put on a smile and be happy for her. At the moment, Marty and I are planning our 21st birthday party. We're having a Hollywood theme, and we all have to dress up as our favourite movie character. Finding a venue is proving to be a little difficult, as a few idiots are ruining it for everyone. You mention you're turning 21, and they don't want anything to do with you. So I hadn't written in my diary for that 2 months because I hadn't got pregnant after the first cycle, and I remember Martin and I thinking that, you know, it's okay, we can deal with this and we can get straight back into another cycle because I got my period, so I didn't have to do that first, you know, few weeks of Provera to bring on a bleed. We got to just take Clomid again straight away on cycle day 3. So we were really excited to get back into the next cycle, and unfortunately I didn't ovulate at all. Probably hence why there was nothing written in my diary at that time. Martin and I decided to delay our honeymoon after our wedding so that we could save some money and have a really good holiday. So we went to Australia and visited family and went to all the theme parks, and it was really wonderful. And I remember packing pregnancy tests and using them while I was staying at my family's house, and they were all negative, and it just wasn't happening. And I was on Provera and I wasn't getting my period from that either. And I remember just feeling so frustrated that everything was just not working out. Even when I was taking, you know, fertility drugs, it was just really a really hard time because I just didn't know what was happening. I came home from Australia a few weeks after that. It was my friend's baby shower. It's extremely difficult to go to a baby shower when you are dealing with infertility. There's no ifs, buts or maybes about it. It's just they've got something that you desperately want. The stay is about them. They're being showered with gifts. They've got a cake. They've got this big rounded belly, and they're just everything that you want to be right then and there. And honestly, I wanted to curl up into a ball and die at that baby shower, but of course I went in with a smile and I played the games and I was enthusiastic, and just, you know, no one in that room would have thought that I was dealing with infertility. No one would have known that my heart was absolutely breaking in two at that point in time. You know, you'd learn to become a very good liar when you have infertility. And at that baby shower, I was an extremely good liar. I would have got a nomination for a Grammy Award or whatever it was, because no one had any idea.